Hello, hello, hello. Give me 1 second here. I need to actually set up my mic. Why would I be on time? Why would I be present? Couldn't tell you. Also, we are waiting on Neva to join us. Let me just pause for technical difficulties. I'll be right back. I'm not actually going anywhere, so it's fine. Okay, let me. I haven't used this mic in I don't even know how long. Probably a couple years. So bear with me while I get this set up. I see Neva. Hello. Where'd you? Where did Neva go? She gone. She gone. Give me a second. Neva. Pull up the. Better?
Yeah, I don't know. My computer did something weird.
I don't trust technology ever. So can
No,
you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. I need to see if I'm gonna. I just remembered I had this mic, so we're gonna figure this out. Okay, stop wiggling. Thank you, thank you. I just helped Kurt get the kids off to his parents' house. Like they just went for a walk to go see them. Which way is this? This bitch is not connecting properly, so I'm just gonna. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. It's fine. I'm not at my desk, as we can see, with my old fridge behind me. Oh my god. I'm gonna hold it. Which mic is connected? That's the question. Edit mic settings. I don't even know if this is the right mic that's connected. Fuck. Oh boy. I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. Everybody just love me and accept me for who I am.
We do.
Mic.
It's okay.
What is this? Is this the one? Is this whatever?
She's left me. She'll be back, I'm sure.
I accidentally hit the back button on my mouse, so we're just going to ignore everything and go with it. Okay, cool. We are here. We are semi okay. Kind of know what we're doing. It's my first day on YouTube. Okay. Everyone be gentle with me. I'm here with Neva from Neva's Cozy Corner. Everyone say hi, Neva. Hi, Neva. I kicked the kids out of the house so we could have quiet and peace and could actually talk. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
My kids are in the other room, and I told them, do not come in here. And they were like, well, you're just going to be live. And I was like, yeah, not on my channel. So stay. Just go or
It's
something.
fine.
Like,
It's fine if they come in. I had to physically have the gremlins leave the house to actually be able to focus. But I'm used to children being around at all times. So, okay, so we are starting with. I don't even have the book on me. It's on the counter. Give me a second.
yeah, I was going to say, I have the book, but it's on my Kindle, I guess.
Oh my god. Whee! I got it. The Clique by Lacey Harrison. Iconic, classic, nostalgic, and real fucking toxic.
Brother.
I can't even.
Real
The amount of times while rereading this, I said, girl, you're 12. You are 12.
Yes, okay. So I don't have my Kindle in front of me, but I do remember the notes that I took. So first of all, this is probably like a me problem. It really annoys me when people put songs in books and they don't call it by the right name.
Mhm.
Okay, so the song from The Sound of Music that Claire sings to herself is just called My Favorite Things. That is the whole title of the song. I even
And
looked
she
it
calls
up.
it a few of my favorite things.
And they kept calling it a few of my favorite things. And I was like, that is not the name of the song. I literally looked it up because I was like, maybe I'm wrong. You know, I was
3
not
seconds
wrong.
of research.
I
3
was like,
seconds.
and I made a note on my Kindle and I was like, if we're going to put songs in, could we at least call them by the correct name?
That's, yeah. But honestly, it's like adjacent to my biggest pet peeve when it didn't happen in this book, but when people put in song titles
Yes.
and the full artist lineup. So this song, and then in brackets, the remix by this
Right.
person featuring
Like,
these 5 people. Like, shut the fuck
you
up.
don't need to do that. Like, you could have put like the song and then remix, like, so we know that it's the remix version.
Or just say a song with this kind of beat, a rock song, a techno song.
Here, I will say there was a lot of name dropping in this book.
Oh my god, yes.
And like, I know that that was like an early 2000s thing to do, was that we name dropped everything, right? So we would put like the exact social media that we used, or we would put in like exact songs and artists. And then I'm like reading this book and I was like, this book did not age well.
Is
Mostly because of all the name dropping. Because here's the thing, we still have YA fiction, girly pop fiction, if you will, that
yeah.
is relatively toxic, right? Toxic friendships, toxic whatever,
But done differently.
but done differently, right? And this book series was in the same era as like Gossip Girl and
Mhm.
Pretty
Yeah, they
Little
have
Liars.
in the
Like,
backs of the books.
it was all like in the same, yeah, like it was all like in the same era. And I'm reading this book as a 34-year-old adult. Okay.
Mhm.
And I definitely read this when I was like 12.
Oh yeah, this was
I was
my
in like
shit when I was 12.
sixth grade, I think, or something. Like, I was about the same age as the characters when I read it.
Mhm.
And like, I had a similar experience where I was like, are y'all supposed to be like, I had to keep reminding myself that they're like in sixth grade. They're like 12 years old.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not like
7.
they're
Yeah.
not seniors in high school.
No,
Who
they're
was wearing who was wearing first of all, they make a comment about the 3-inch heels, and I was like,
her deadly 3-inch
3-inch heels.
heels. Girl,
And
you're 12.
I made a note that said the first time it was mentioned, I made a note that said 3-inch heels to a 12-year-old is like 6-inch heels to an adult.
That is. But I
3
remember
inches?
reading
That's
this.
like this much. That's like
Oh
that much
yeah,
heel, baby. Like, that's not
like wearing them in the house. First of all, in the house.
in the
I
house.
am far too Canadian for that shit. In the house?
Here's the thing. So, okay,
No.
so as an American, who this is gonna like ruin everyone's facade that thought that we were sisters, but it's okay. As an American who grew up in a predominantly white family, there are people in my family that wear their shoes in their house.
Yeah, like
And I feel like and I'm not being rude when I say this. Okay, I'm half white. Okay. I feel like it's a white people thing to wear your shoes in the house. Like, I don't freaking get it. It's like a white people thing, but also like a rich people thing.
yeah. I
Because
all the
rich
books, the
people
rich people
will,
books. I don't get it.
and here's the other thing is like black people. Okay, black people. The other part of my,
Mm.
makeup will take off their outdoor shoes and put on indoor shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But they're more like slippers. They're not like,
They're designated indoor
right.
shoes.
And like, we do call them house shoes, but
Yeah.
they are what like everyone else would call slippers. They're not like
No, but
they're not
they're
like
house shoes.
wearing outside. Like, if you wear them outside, it's literally, it's like to take the trash out.
Yeah, and
or
then
put the
I went
dog
to
on the
I wipe
lead in
them.
the yard. And then you like wipe them off on the rug when you come
Yeah.
inside. You don't, yeah. Now, she like took off these platform sandals, or no, she put on platform sandals, took
Prada,
off the heels,
specifically. Like,
Prada
girl,
platform
you're 12.
sandals. Which here's the thing, I had platform sandals back in the day too. They were $12 in Walmart. And she was like, "Oh, my heels will stick in the grass." Why do you care?
Why is that an issue that you're having at 12 years old?
12.
But
Here's the thing. I
I wanted them. I wanted them when I read this when I was 12. I was like, oh my God.
I was like,
And
why do I not wear 3-inch heels to school every day? Girl,
right,
because your feet would fall off. That's
right.
why.
Because my mama would have slapped the shit out of me. Are
And
you
like,
kidding me?
my mom would have been like, what is wrong with you? What are you
Mm-mm.
doing? Like, I already had enough issues growing up without worrying about wearing 3-inch heels to school every day. And like, no one in my school was doing that.
Not a single. I would have been like,
Not a
girl,
soul.
oh, there would have been a lot of judging if a
Here's the
girl.
thing. I
Like
went
the
through an
boys were
Avril
from a lot of people.
I went through an Avril Lavigne phase when I was like 16. Like I wore like the short skirts and the fishnets and the combat boots and the ties. You know what I'm saying? Like I did the thing. And I was ridiculed for that.
And that was Avril Lavigne. Actually,
And Avril Lavigne was cool when I did that.
that's coming in book 3. I remember there's a whole
It is.
thing about Avril and the ties, and then Ashley Simpson. Oh God, what
But
a
here's
time!
but here's the thing is like I forgot how much name dropping there was in the early
Every
in
single
books.
brand, every single designer,
Yeah.
and they're snobby as fuck about it. Oh my
And
God,
here's the thing is like
you're 12.
I remember reading this and being like, the mom is the villain, right? Because she's like, Claire's such a nice girl, Macy. You need to get along with her, blah, blah, blah. And I remember being like, oh, the mom, right? And as an adult who is now a mom, I'm like, is this adulthood? Like, is this growing up? Because I watch Disney movies with my
Yeah.
children, and I'm like, and my kids are like, oh my God, their parents are so rude. Mostly dads, because it's Disney. You know what I mean? All the moms are dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, but he's not wrong though.
That is how you know you get old, when you start agreeing with the parents in media. But honestly though, honestly, 4 kids in, reading Kendra, and
Yeah.
fucking the dad. Oh God, we're gonna get to the dad in a second.
Yes.
I'm like, where is the parenting though? Why are you allowing this kind
This
of behavior in your own home? The
this was
disrespect.
like what everyone who doesn't actually do gentle parenting thinks gentle parenting is.
Yeah, this is permissive. I am not actually hands-on.
Yeah.
The only one doing parenting in the Block family is Isaac, the driver.
And Isaac is in her ass all the time.
And he's like, Massey, be nice. Massey, be nice. And like, you're not gonna treat girls like this. You're not gonna treat people like. He's the only one trying to parent this bitch, and he's like, he's keeping it together.
He really is. And I think for me, the other thing is like, as a person who does do gentle parenting, who has been told by people that like I just let my kids do whatever they want, which like
Mm-mm. That is not gentle parenting.
if you think that that's what I'm doing, I just don't yell a lot. I don't like to yell. That's the thing.
I try not to.
Yeah,
I was
like
raised in a yelling
yelling,
family, so it comes out.
yelling for me is very like triggering because I grew up with a mom who yelled all the time.
Yeah, I do it and I trigger myself, and then I cry when the kids cry, and then it's a whole cycle. But we're working on it.
And it is a work in progress. Okay, gentle parenting is like a journey.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say that I don't yell ever, because that's a lie. I literally yelled last week, okay? But I don't like to yell.
Yes.
I don't like it. It makes me feel dysregulated. And then I'm like, I yelled at my kids. Like, and then it takes like my brother being like, but like you gave warnings before you yelled.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, did I? And he's like, yeah, like you told them, stop doing XYZ, stop doing XYZ, please stop doing XYZ. And then they kept doing the thing, and then you yelled. He's like, because eventually we all have like a point where we raise our voices. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. But this is like permissive to the point of detriment.
Totally hands off. like you're gonna be nice and like just there's no consequences
for
to
action.
her being, I'm gonna be honest, a little fucking cunt. Like she is a little bitch.
She is. And like she definitely just grew up. It's like a result of her environment.
Exactly. She is absolutely a product of her. Yes, Kristen's mom is fucking psycho. Like
And she's crazy.
Kristen's mom is what you are absolutely right here. This,
Yeah.
like leaving your house and going to school and changing clothes, you know, Kristen
Oh,
is going to be wild.
so here's what's crazy. I did this in actually at about the same age they did
Mm-hmm.
because I lived with my opa. So that's my mother's father. Okay.
Okay.
May he rest in peace. We miss him every day. Um, and his second wife. And I think that she had a problem with me. Now I grew up with her being my auntie, okay, because it's
Okay.
very convoluted. She was my mother's best friend, and then her and my opa got together and they got married. Okay. There was
So
like a
your
30.
mother's best friend got together with your
and,
mother's
and here was the thing
girl.
is that my mom gave permission for it, but then like there were things that were shared between like that you would share with a best friend.
About
If
her
you,
dad?
yeah. But
Girl.
like I wouldn't. But if I'm dating my friend's dad or married to my friend's dad, there's like I feel like a natural boundary there.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe I would come to you and say, "Hey, I'm having this problem and I don't know how to handle it." But
Yeah,
like
but
there were
details?
intimate details that were being shared, and my mom was like, "Absolutely not, ma'am. Like I don't care if you're with my dad. That's cool. That's okay. But like you
Mm-mm.
don't. There's some shit you don't want to know, right? Okay.
David. No.
So she, I think, had a problem with well, I know she had a problem with my mother because my mother would put up boundaries, which my mom was a narcissist. So like there's other factors in there, but it
Mm-hmm.
would get taken out on me. I was 12 when I lived with them.
That's rough.
And while she let her daughter do whatever she wanted,
You had the rules and the
I was the one that was told like, "Oh, you need to be nice to." I guess technically this chick was my aunt. I always called her my cousin because she was younger than me.
yeah.
But she'd be like, "You need to be
Family
nice
tree.
to her because she's insecure because she's overweight and you're super skinny." First of all, I didn't ask to be skinny. I prefer to not be, as
Yeah.
big as my pinky finger, but that's okay. Um, and so I would like wear either I would wear jeans like to school and then change, like put
Mm-hmm.
stuff in my backpack, or I would do like what Kristen does, where she has like the sweats, like frumpy kind
Over
of
top.
clothes, and then I'd get to school and I would take them off and then just put them back on before I went home.
Mm-hmm. I remember a lot of girls that did that, or especially around this age, because it was we weren't allowed to wear tank tops at school, but they wanted to
Right.
wear it on the way into school,
Right.
and it was just it's
Well,
a
and
weird time. 12 years old is a weird time
well,
for
and it
girls.
was also such a weird time, I feel, for millennial girls specifically,
Mm-hmm.
because so many of us were hypersexualized, but
Mm-hmm.
also told to be modest, but also no one was stopping us from hanging out with these dudes that were like way too old for us to be hanging out
Yep.
with.
A lot of mixed messaging, which really comes through
It
in
really comes through in
movies.
this. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like Kristen's mom, wild with the you're not allowed to do anything, and like I
Yeah.
remember the first time I read the summer collection and I read Kristen's book, and I was like, oh my god, no
Yeah.
wonder she is the way she is. And then in that too, we have all of these girls. Claire's parents are the only ones that are normal people trying to raise normal children. And even then,
Yeah. And
there's
Claire, and even then, Claire herself has issues.
yeah, well, she's
Her
thrust
parents,
into
her
this
parents are
new
like, "We
world.
want you," especially her mom in this book. You know,
Hmm.
I think your outfit is so cute, like very like like affirming kind of, but
Hmm.
also like grounded in where she thinks her children should be, but also aware that her children are children, right?
Yes, like she's like the epitome of a good parent,
Right.
but still kind of oblivious to what's
To
like.
what's going
You
on.
are taking a 12-year-old girl from a firmly middle class upbringing and putting her into this wild new world where she is not like anybody else. You just
Right.
look with your eyeballs, you can tell your family is different, your kids are different, just
But
all the
you
way
didn't
around.
prepare them to be that.
Yeah.
And
Forcing
obviously,
them to
like
be friends with other kids.
the dads, like, don't have, like, clearly are friends, right? Which is why they're coming to live with them
Mhm.
anyway. And so it's almost like there's not a barrier between the dads, but there is a barrier everywhere else.
Yeah. And but the dads too, like they were college roommates. They were best friends
Right.
back in the day.
In the day.
Before
Before a dude got rich and this dude stayed not rich.
it was probably like family money too. So
Right. And
like,
it's so crazy because like Claire gets thrown into this rich world, right?
mhm.
These girls basically were in a freaking sorority because like we're hazing people
Yeah.
at 12.
Oh god.
So the paint on the pants thing,
That
right?
was fucking wild.
And then she goes to the nurse's office and the clothes that she's given from the lost and found
Oh my god, the
is
Jimmy Choo
it's a
like
clothing rack of last year's fashion. Here's the thing. Do you know what this reminded me of? Okay. So I don't know if anyone else watched this. This could be so niche. Okay. Everyone knows Legally Blonde, but did anyone else watch Legally Blonde the musical when it was on MTV?
no.
So there is a Legally Blonde the musical.
Yes, I've heard of it,
Okay.
but I've never watched it.
And I remember watching it at like 16. It ran on MTV for a while, kind of like what they did with Hamilton, but like it was only on MTV.
Okay.
And I remember like because I love Legally Blonde. Like the messaging of Legally
Mhm.
Blonde is just wonderful. Like who doesn't
It's
want to
top
go
tier.
woods,
Great
right?
movie.
To this day, I bought the Legally Blonde album like years ago, like on Apple Music, and like I listen to it to this day. I read this book and then I went back and I listened to Legally Blonde, the musical,
Mhm.
because what it felt like, this book felt like to me was like she was trying to give Legally Blonde messaging and missed the mark.
Yeah.
Because Elle Woods does say something about like, I'm not going to wear, or I'm not going to pay this year's price for last year's dress, which fair, like you're rich. So who
Yeah.
cares? Like y'all's fashion changes with the seasons. You know what I'm
But
saying?
also an adult.
But also you're an adult who has not, I don't want to say adult money because like she does have family money. Elle Woods does have that. But like you're also still an adult. Like you're still of college age. Like we're
You're
talking
not
about
12
people
years
going to
old.
Harvard after 2 years at community college. You know what I'm saying? These are 12-year-old girls.
12. Yeah. Let's keep this in mind, the 12 years old, and talk about the dads. Because the very first time that William Block,
Yes.
Massey's dad, sees
Yes.
Claire, he says, "What a knockout you've become." And
I puked. I wanted to throw up. I
like,
because again, it's the hypersexualization.
you're,
That's what it
that is your 12-year-old girl.
yes, but it's the hyper, it's the because it's the hypersexualization. So
Yeah.
when okay, so I was a little bit older than them, I guess. Like I would have been like ninth grade, but in ninth grade I was dual enrolled. So I went to public school half the day, and then I went to my mom's college with her the second half of the day because she
Oh,
did my language and some other things
okay.
homeschool. Okay.
Okay.
But I had to go to school half the day if I wanted to participate in extracurriculars, choir, sports, whatever.
Okay.
Okay? So I would go at like 14 to school with kids my own age. Obviously, 14 to 18, whatever.
Yeah.
Kids my own age. Then I would go the other half of the day and I would be in a college environment with people anywhere from the age of 18 to 50, because obviously you can go to college, whatever. But
Yeah.
most of the people around my mom were of college age. Sorry if you hear my air conditioner. Of college age, right? So the other day, I took my kids to the library for an author talk. This person was talking about their book that they wrote for children.
Okay.
I know that person. Now, I didn't realize it till I got there because he writes under a pen name.
Mm-hmm.
But we got there and he was like, I feel like I know you. And I said, yeah, you went to school with my parents. Now, mind you, he's less than 10 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, to my 14, he was like 22, I think.
Okay.
But he was like the only person that I can remember that was a man that did not hit on me when I would go to school with my mom, because it's the hypersexualization, right? So you have these like dads that are like, what a knockout you are. And like back then we were like, ah, ha, ha, like giggled about it. You know what I'm saying? But as an adult, you're like, why would you say that to a
like
child?
there's ways to say that without being weird.
Yeah, and they think that they're like giving you a compliment. That's and I think that's the creepier part of it is that they're not saying it to be creepy. They're saying it because they legitimately think it's a compliment.
Yes, like this book is such a product of its time, and like the whole time I'm reading it, I kept thinking if this was written today, if this was set in 2026, these girls would have had the internet in a chokehold. Like, if they had social media, the influence, Alicia would have been an influencer. 100%.
Yes. 100%.
100%. And they would have been the ones doing the least with the TikTok dances, like no expression and little tiny movements like this, and then 12 million views, 5 million followers apiece. Like they would have been everything on social media.
Absolutely.
And like there's a line right in the beginning where when Claire sees the pictures of the other girls for the first time, she goes, "Oh, they look so much older." And I'm like, "Yeah, they look like what teens today look like, which is like they look older than me."
Yeah.
I'll be 33 in October, and some of these teen girls look older than me, and I'm like, "This is what I was reading about when I was a teen, a preteen." In the early 2000s, and we all know pictures from us, the fashions, like looking back on that time, wild.
My brother and I literally walked to the store the other day, and we were talking about something, and he was like, "Yeah, those kids," because he made a comment about how I don't have a filter. He's like, "You'll just talk about anything, anywhere," and I was like, "I'm 34, I don't care. Like, what are they gonna say to me? You know what I'm saying? Say something, I dare you." But we walked past these two kids, and he was like, "Oh, they go to my high school." He's 17. These two kids look like they were in college. Like, if I had just seen them, I would have assumed they were like 21, 22 years old. And I was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah, they're in my grade." And I was like, "But why do you all look like adults?" Like, I don't understand.
The media from when we were kids, and they had adults playing teenagers, and like we had this warped sense of what people look like. Like, so you know the Parent Trap? The mom and the dad in the Parent Trap are in their 30s.
In their 30s. Mm-hmm.
They're in their 30s, but they look like they're mid 40s because they were in their mid 40s, like the actors, right? So everyone thinks, and like the Golden Girls, they were not 90 years old.
They were not
fucking 80, right? But now, we would see that and we're like, "Oh, we look really young," like we looked our age. But now the kids are actually looking older because they're doing this shit with the makeup and the skincare and the fashions and the shut the fuck up, you're a teen.
Now we have people like Zendaya playing teenagers. Like, Zendaya is not that much younger than me.
I know. I was reading a thing the other day, and it was like actors' ages and the ages of the characters they were playing.
Yeah.
And like 17 years old, he's 27.
Yeah.
16 years old, he's 24. Like that's
my brother brought up the other day. He said, "Well, was Miley Cyrus actually 12 when she played Hannah Montana?" And I said, "Yes. Miley Cyrus is only like a year or two younger than I am.
I think she's 93. I think
and I was born in 91.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, because Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place were a couple of the last shows where it was actual teenagers playing teenagers. And I said, and even then, Jackson was played by a 30-year-old man.
I know there's some of them that are just like mind-blowing. But now it's like the teenagers are looking like their late 20s on purpose, which is a
Right.
whole thing that just freaks me out. But like it's reminding me of when I was 12
Yep.
reading this book for the first time in grade 7. No one else in my grade was reading this. None of my friends read it. I remember bringing these
I
books to
don't
school and
remember.
everyone's like, "What is that?"
Yeah, I don't remember anybody else reading it. We had it in our school library because I know that's where I got the first book from.
Yeah,
I will say that for how small the areas are that I grew up in schools, they're very progressive when it comes to their book selections. But I remember it being like in our school library. We only had like the first one or two at first. Hold on. What? How can I help you? I'm on a live stream. Hello. Good morning.
They still need their meds.
I will give them their meds here in a little bit. Thank you. Goodbye. I do not care. Goodbye.
Did you charge my phone last night?
Yes, here you go. Goodbye.
All right, can you grab my phone?
I sent you in minutes.
Go burn coffee pod and
Send
go.
them minutes.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
For anyone who's just coming in, we're talking about The Clique by Lisa Harrison. Iconic, toxic, fantastic. Written in 2005. Absolute product of its time. If you haven't yet, comment down below who your favorite character is or least favorite character. What your favorite part was, least favorite part, and something about the book. If you've read these before, if this was your very first time. Because I don't know if it was as popular as it should have been. Because it was fantastic at the time. But real fucking toxic. So,
I'm back. Sorry. They all came in at once.
of course they did. Because they move in.
My middle child was like, I think I broke my shoulder blade. And I was like, if you broke your shoulder blade, you'd be on the floor. So please.
That wouldn't be just, I think I did.
Right. You would know.
One would hope.
These are my children. It's fine.
One would hope. But when my oldest, he's nonverbal autistic, he was in a preschool program that was designed for autistic students to teach them how to go to school, how to sit in a classroom and learn with other kids. It was fantastic. Right. The one girl in his class, she broke her arm, and her mom didn't know for like hours because she didn't cry, she didn't make a single sound, she just went about her day. And then her mom saw it and was like, that ain't right.
She's like, what's going on with your arm, buddy?
Ella broke her arm. So, like, honestly, but for the average child, yeah, you'd know if you broke your shoulder blade.
And like all of my children are also on the spectrum, but they're all verbal enough that like if they actually, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he accidentally broke my tumbler yesterday, which like it's fine. It's just a cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he had absolutely convinced himself as soon as he dropped it, he had absolutely convinced himself that I was gonna yell at him.
Yeah.
So he came in and he said, he's crying already, right? And he's like, Mommy, it broke. And I said, what broke? And he said, I was holding your cup and it slipped out of my hand. And I said, okay, well, I can't replace that cup because like it's from a small business. So like they only do like she does seasonal drops, but like once she drops new stuff, like the old stuff doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. I said, but it's fine. Like I can buy new cups from that company. It's not a big deal. I was like, with the glass cleaned up, are you okay? Like, and he's like, I thought you were gonna yell at me. I was like, sir, it's a cup. Like, the only way I'm gonna yell at you is if you told me that you were like doing acrobatics on the stairs and that's how you broke it. Then you're gonna be in trouble for being dumb. Like you're not gonna be in trouble for breaking the cup.
I have 4 boys. Okay, parkour is everything. They're always doing stupid shit, and I'm like, I'm not cut out for. I'm not built for this.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, you're not going to be in trouble for breaking something. What you're going to be in trouble for
Yeah.
is being dumb and
That's
that
what
being the
happened.
result.
Stupidity, on the other
Yeah.
hand, that's a choice.
But no, I don't remember this book being, I feel like this book got hype like 10 years after it was published. Like, I feel like it became a thing that I saw more people talking about once, like, Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liar were made into shows, and then The Clique was made into a movie.
That one movie is so sad. Like, we should have gotten an entire series.
Oh, I agree. Here's the thing. I feel like a lot of things that they decided to try to condense into movies should have been serials. Honestly, should have just been TV shows. And the thing is like, now we're getting some of these things in TV shows, but we don't want it at this point.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see if they will do a TV show now that she's releasing the adult book.
Which
with the hype coming back.
This I would watch. I watched The Babysitter's Club when that became a show on Netflix, and I thought that it was pretty well done. Now, it is definitely aged to, like, it's definitely marketing, like, it's definitely trying to target Gen Z, not so much millennials.
Okay.
Or anyone before that, which that sort of bothered me, but also I don't know how in, like, I think that show originally aired in like 2024. I don't know how they would have done it without doing it with like adult actresses that we would recognize as millennials, but would be too old for the demographic of what they're doing, because the Babysitter's Club girls were only like 12 too.
Mm-hmm. And
so like, I don't know.
I'm just gonna say it would have been cool if they did it with like millennial actresses, kids.
Yes, like, I think that would have been cool. I think that would have been cool because I think then they could have still kept the feel of it being a millennial TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Like, I understand trying to bring it to a new generation.
I also felt like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, when they made that into movies, I thought that should have been TV shows too.
That pissed me off.
But they also changed so much of
Costa, the love interest.
Yeah, they also changed like so much of the movies, because I have the original book.
The love interest, and they fully changed the entire scope of the story.
Yeah. But they also did this with
Rude.
This is the show specifically that I'm saying, like, no one is asking for this show and we're still getting it. Which is the Harry Potter show. No one wants that. I don't want it. Like, yes, we got 8 movies, whatever. But we got it at a time when we didn't know how awful the author was. Like, we got it at a time when people wanted that. You should have made it a show then. Like, I've been saying literally for years that they never should have been movies, that we should have had all of our original cast that we had, because I think that they all embody those characters, but in a show. Because by the 4th movie, the entire plot was changed.
Oh yeah, getting rid of so many characters, so many things. Back then, TV shows weren't the same. It wasn't like as big as it was now. Movies were the thing.
Right.
So looking back, yes, if that's what it was, that would have been perfect. We could have had Peeves, we could have had all these different things, like,
that would have worked. Yeah. And I think that the Clique fell into that era, because Pretty Little Liars, The Lying Game, which we didn't even get that much of. Like, we didn't get 5 books worth of The Lying Game.
Yeah.
But like Pretty Little Liars, The Lying Game, Gossip Girl, those all came out at a time when TV shows for teenagers were a thing, right? Because we also have like the OC. We also have like the reboot of Beverly Hills 90210. Like, we had all of those shows that were marketed to teenagers. We had like One Tree Hill back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that if they had just waited a little while to do the Clique,
It
we
would have
would
been
have gotten the Clique as a show. We wouldn't
It
have
would-
gotten it as a movie. Because it seemed like the movies that they were trying to adapt for teenagers back then were not good.
Mm-mm. I agree.
They were just like money grabs.
But like also I'm kind of on the one hand I'm kind of happy that they didn't because they changed so much.
They did. They changed a lot.
With Gossip Girl, with Pretty Little Liars, I couldn't even watch the show. They changed it so much.
And I will say that the author, Sarah Shepard, made statements saying that that's what she wanted. She wanted Pretty Little Liars. She wanted the show to be its own entity.
Okay. Well,
She wanted because she wanted you to be able to come in as someone who doesn't want to read the books.
Yeah.
And have a different experience if you read the books. She didn't want it to feel like you were just watching the books. She wanted it to be.
That would have been so perfect.
And I personally love Pretty Little Liars for what it is. I also don't think that while there are definitely issues with the show aging, aging, whatever, I think that the main points of the books were mostly kept. Yeah. Emily being gay, the whole Ezra Arya storyline, those things were mostly kept in there.
In the show, though, wasn't he younger?
He may have been.
In the books, he was her teacher, and I remember talking.
No, in the show, he was her teacher too.
Okay, because I remember talking to someone, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Like, that's the whole thing. He was her teacher, and
he was her teacher. He was her teacher in the show too, because that was the whole thing. Is that in the show, it actually the plot of that. Hold on, Ari. The plot of that dynamic is, I'm pretty sure, almost the same.
Okay. Because
like she goes to the bar after they come back from Alaska or Antarctica or wherever the hell they're from. Or they,
she was in Iceland.
Or Iceland. Okay.
In the books, yeah.
No, I know. And then she goes into the bar because in Iceland she could drink. Mm-hmm. She has her fake ID. They hook up in the bathroom, and then like the next day or a couple days later, she walks in the classroom, and that's her teacher. It's exactly the same in the movie.
Okay. I was gonna say because
a lot of what was changed in the show was around the mystery of A. That's what was changed in the show. But a lot of like the actual character development, who characters were, like the storyline of like Spencer sleeping with her sister's boyfriends, that was still a thing in the show. Like,
actually, that reminds me because you read the Kindle version of the
Clique. Yes, right? I did. Mm-hmm.
So a couple years ago, I had read the first like 10 or so Pretty Little Liars books as they were coming out, and then I fell off buying them for whatever reason.
That's fair. I did that too.
Yeah, and I read most of them on Kindle, and I have never been, or sorry, it was from the library. So I think the Kindle editions would have been updated the same. But I have never been so angry reading a book because I don't know if anybody has heard about this, but they changed all of the references. Like,
they
come
did.
over and watch TikTok videos when it's supposed to be come over and watch Fear Factor.
So this is a little fun fact. I actually own, they're packed away, but I actually own the Pretty Little Liars, like the books.
Me too. I found them all at thrift stores, and I
also have all of them on my Kindle.
Yeah.
So when I buy Kindle books, which I haven't done in a long time, but when I have bought Kindle books in the past, especially series, that tends to be what I buy as Kindle books. I just don't have the room to like buy all the books I would like. I will buy them all not in a bundle, like not like bundled together, but on the Kindle store, you can buy any book that you don't own in a series, and they will give you a base price for them. So I believe I spent like just under $80 on all of the books, but it was all like 12 or 20 or whatever it is that they have. And they have changed them on the Kindle.
Okay. So yeah, it was all of the ebooks. And I have been, the updated references, I was getting so mad. I was going back and finding the passage in the physical book and seeing sometimes there were several paragraphs
Yeah.
changed, and I'm like,
Same.
this is disgusting. This is
And
infuriating.
it's why I tell people, like, if you want these books, go buy them.
Yeah, like
Whether
the fact
that
you
is
can just
because they're
change
not updating the printed versions.
No, the fact that they can just change that.
Yeah.
So I was wondering
So you
if
need to.
you noticed any of this in the Clique. If they
I
changed any references.
did not notice it.
Okay.
I don't think that they. Here's the thing. I don't know that the Clique was popular enough for them to care.
That's fair. That's a good point.
And as bad as that, because I don't notice it in some of my other ones. Vampire Academy, I own all of those on Kindle, and I've reread them in the last 6 to 8 months, and I didn't notice any changes in those either. I think that it has to do with the popularity behind the books. So, like, I don't know if they've changed Gossip Girl, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
but it's why I tell
all the Gossip Girl books.
But it's why I tell people, like, if you want these books in the state that you remember them in, you need to just buy them.
Yeah.
And I understand, as a person who doesn't have a ton of room to store books, I too am trying to gather as many of these more nostalgic book series, even if I don't plan on ever reading them again. Like, I have like a love-hate relationship with like Twilight at this point. I don't feel like the books aged well, but like when I was 16, they were
everything.
Books, you know what I'm saying?
Everything.
But like, because you can so easily go in and alter an ebook.
Yeah.
If you want them to be what you remember them being, you have to buy them physically.
Oh, okay. So here, they changed some of the language and insults.
Now, it's very possible that because I borrowed mine from the library, so I did read the ebook versions, but they're all from Libby.
Yeah, and like,
I actually wonder, because the first 5 are on Kindle Unlimited, maybe what I'll do is I will return the books, because I did borrow the first 5 from my library. They're like less than 300 pages, so it took me like 2 days to read.
Oh yeah.
First one. Maybe what I'll do is I'll return them to the library and I'll download them on Kindle Unlimited, and I'll see if I notice any changes in the second one.
Yeah, like now that seeing this, like I am curious. I want to see if the ebooks, because I have all the physical copies of these.
Yeah.
I want to see if with the ebooks.
So in my copy of the ebook, she was still called a slut and not a pig.
So it was just the reprint.
But I also don't know if this is also an Amazon thing.
I'm curious to see,
because here's what
I
think we also need to remember too, that like, yeah, sometimes it can be a publishing thing where like the publisher goes in and changes stuff. But every ebook seller has a license to the ebook.
So when I read Pretty Little Liars, it was from the library. So I don't know. So that one's definitely publisher specific.
Right.
Because if it's coming from the library, they're not getting it from Amazon. They would.
No, they're getting it from wherever they get their Libby books from.
So I am curious if different countries would have had reprints or something that were different.
Which is also possible, because we know that there are like books that have like UK English language in them that they will change it for the American version.
Yes. As a Canadian, we sometimes get American versions, sometimes UK versions. We never get Canadian versions. And like our spelling and stuff is a mix between the two.
Yeah.
We use extra U, but we also use Z instead of S.
Right. It's like
we never get our specific one.
Specifically, the one I can think of off the top of my head is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That one was originally, I mean, she's from the UK, the author, but they like changed it, like instead of 999, they changed it to 911, which is fine. That didn't bother me, but there was actual language between the two that were changed. And I know that it's because the publisher assumed that Americans wouldn't understand it.
That has happened so many times.
But I feel like the reason that Americans, like, I guess, like the quote unquote average reader in America is, I mean, it's other places too, but statistically, like, Americans aren't reading above a 7th grade reading level.
Yeah. And like the problem
Which is a problem because the Hunger Games is like a 6th grade reading level, 8th grade reading level.
Yeah.
So like
But
y'all aren't even reading the Hunger Games?
I remember this happening back when we were kids, that like UK editions would have different language, or
Yeah.
it would be changed if it was coming from the UK to the US. So I am curious though, because it's been happening for a long time.
It has. Because
Certain
like
countries changed certain language, either
Yeah.
in reprints or originals, regarding slut shaming. But I could see them changing that. I could see the author wanting that changed
Right.
like at some point, because like if we think of Paramore, how she changed the lyrics
Right.
in her one song, and then they eventually just stopped playing it altogether because
Right.
she's like, that was a different time. I don't stand by this. This
Yeah.
one comment here. This, yes, Sky
Yes.
Hamilton, the Alphas books. There's 4 of them. I have them. I have not read all of them. I've read the first 2. I have them. I will be rereading them after this. Very weird. The whole Alphas school.
Yeah.
Did you ever read these ones?
I think I read the first one.
Very weird. Like,
Like,
she shouldn't have gotten the spin-off. Alicia should have gotten the spin-off.
and I just feel like this was just I just feel like when these books were published, it was such a weird time anyway.
It's, I think the Alphas happened because everything else was getting spin-offs.
That
Gossip
and
Girl
that's
got
what it
It
is.
Girl.
Yeah, Gossip Girl got It Girl, which wasn't.
I liked It Girl better than Gossip Girl because I read it first. My mom wouldn't let me read Gossip.
That's, you know what, that's fair. And if you liked Jenny Humphrey, then It Girl. But I actually don't even think that the Gossip Girl books were that, like, in hindsight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like Gossip Girl even got like a weird spin-off. I'm about to look it up because I remember it. And I was like, why are we doing this? Because they got like a weird spin-off that was like something with zombies.
Oh no, she redid the first book. She rewrote the first book as a slasher book.
Yeah, and it was like so
Why?
weird. Like, and I did not buy it, but I did read it. And it was, yeah, Gossip Girl Psycho Killer.
Yes, it was.
And I was like, why are we doing a slasher? And like, it didn't do well when she wrote it. So she didn't, because originally she was going to rewrite them all. Like, she was going to rewrite the entire series this way, and it did not do well.
I don't know if this is true, but I remember hearing that she did it because people said, I thought it was going to be this when I first started reading it. Because, like,
Yeah.
the vibe was there. So she's like, hey, let's just do it. But this one did it better. Private by Kate Bryan. Holy.
I loved that series.
It jumped.
But I don't remember anyone else reading it. This was a series that, like, I read, and I don't remember anyone else reading it. But distinctly remember all the covers because they were all different colored plaid.
Yes. I did not know anybody else who read this. Gossip Girl, I remember lots of people reading. And my mom wouldn't let me read it, which was wild because she had me watching horror movies and all these fucking rated R movies. Like, she didn't care about a sex scene in a movie if I was seeing it
right
at 13. But Gossip Girl, and oh yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, and
Ariana,
Privilege.
She was
fun.
Yeah.
Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars, I remember being really popular.
Mm-hmm.
The Clique, Private, and like any of their spin-offs, I just don't remember people really reading them until later.
Did you guys ever read this one? The A-List?
I did.
By Zoe Dean. She spelled it wrong. Okay, it's Zoe with a Y. Let's just get that out of the way. Those books, the same vein, they were all published by Little Brown. that went into Poppy. So it was like the 4 books that were all it was Gossip Girl, It Girl, the Clique, and the A List. That each of the books had like their sections. These are the books that are coming out next.
Yeah.
And like I'm surprised that the Clique didn't get as popular because it was also in Gossip Girl. Like
It was, yeah.
every Gossip Girl book had the Clique and the A List and everything. These ones just didn't take off for whatever reason.
For whatever, yeah. And I think, and I'm not sure why we had this era of like rich girly pop fiction. Like I'm not sure because Pretty Little
Nobody
Liars
actually wanted it.
and
But
the thing is,
everybody wanted it.
Pretty Little Liars, not all of them were rich.
No.
Pretty Little Liars was like a mix of like we had like
Well
Hannah,
off.
right? Look, I mean, they were all relatively well off, yeah, but I think probably Aria and Emily were the lowest classes, and like Emily was pretty like middle class because her dad was in the military, so like they had decent money because of that. But like Aria's parents were teachers and artists. They weren't.
But they still somehow had enough money to do all the stupid shit. So.
But I think most of that came from Byron at the college, because once the affair happened, because in the book and the movie, the affair happens, right? Yeah. And once the affair happened, now it takes a different trajectory in the book, but there is still a breaking of the marriage. Now they try to work through it, like they stay together in the show. So like they do, like he moves out for a period of time, but like they do end up like working on their marriage or whatever. In the book, if I remember correctly, he like moves out and like moves in with Meredith. Like it's like a whole thing.
Yes.
And there is some struggle that we see, or maybe he moves Meredith in. It's something. They end up.
They get a place together, and she doesn't want to go see.
He moves out. So in the movie, in the show, Ella moves out, and she goes and she lives like above her studio. But Meredith does not get moved into the house. Like Byron's there with like the kids and stuff. But they kind of like switch off like who's going to be at home with the kids, so somebody's always there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. But like in the books, like he moves out, he goes stays with Meredith, he does like all this weird stuff, and then we do see some struggle on Ella's end because she doesn't want his help. Which like me either, girl, I wouldn't want his ass. So.
Yeah, that's sure.
But like, I don't know. This was such like a weird time for publishing. I think because 12-year-old girls were eating this up. And parents weren't really paying a lot of attention to what we were reading.
There was not monitoring happening the way it should have been.
Like unless something came out in mainstream where they were like, "Oh, you can't read this." Like it was mostly just a free for all.
Yeah. For me, it was Cammie. Cammie was a grade A bitch, but I wanted to be her. I wanted to be with her. Cammie was a fucking trip. Dina needed a lot of mental help. But yeah, like I think the Clique didn't get as popular because it was a little bit younger.
Yeah.
Gossip Girl was, I think, that perfect sweet spot of like the little bit older teens and the set in New York City.
Well, and while we had older teens, Jenny Humphrey was only 14.
That girl, oh god, that girl.
Jenny like Taylor Momsen was in fact cast for a character that was her own age. Jenny Humphrey was only a freshman in high school.
Yeah. Which is wild when you think about the It Girl, because like she's there with the seniors and whatnot, doing some shit that she should not have been doing. Honestly, like I don't have any girls. Okay, I have 4 boys, and the oldest is only 6, so I am several years away from dealing with preteen shit. and teen shit. But if I had girls and any of them acted the way these girls did, if
Oh, I have a 9-year-old girl, and I promise you what, I have raised her to be a strong, independent child. Okay, I do believe that she should speak up for herself, especially if people
Absolutely.
are crossing boundaries that she doesn't want crossed, or they break
Absolutely.
promises to her, or whatever. I do not care. Like, people have said things to me, like in my real life, people that I know, like through booktube and stuff, have always said like that they think that I do well, whatever. Which, like, thank you so much. But like, people in my real life have been like, I can't believe you would let her talk to an adult like that. You need to respect your elders. Respect is earned.
goes both ways.
We're not going to free. I mean, I'll tell her, yes, you need to be respectful. But the minute that you decide that you can disrespect her because she's 9 is the minute that she no longer has to show you respect. Sorry.
That's what I'm
Respect is
teaching my
earned,
kids
not
too.
given, baby. Like, it's not, no, it's not a, I'm 50 years older than you, so you have to give me respect. That's not how this works. Mm-mm. But
But
let me tell you what,
the mean girl
if
shit.
she acted like this, hell no. I'm so sorry. Like, do y'all remember that show Beyond Scared Straight? That's where she was going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Psychologically, I feel like that was damaging.
The-
But like, what I'm
just a little
saying is like, the amount of dismissive parenting that is done in this book is crazy. Or permissive parenting, sorry.
Like,
It's crazy. Because like, you're not going to tell me what you're going to do. If I say you don't have to like this person, but you are going to be nice to them because they are staying here while they get back on their feet, that no, ma'am. You're not going to go off and like, and also like, what is with the no monitoring of the cell phone, bro?
Oh my god, the typing, all those long messages with the T9 and the clickies. I'm like, oh my god, the thumbs. How did our thumbs survive that?
I'm not gonna lie to you, my thumbs hurt just reading it.
I know. I was like,
My kids are like, it takes so long to text, and I'm like, y'all have a full keyboard though.
yeah, that was a good thing.
What-
Okay, let's
what
go
do you
back to that.
mean?
So you're not saying all this stupid ass shit in your phones all the time.
And that's the thing, is people get real bold now that they got a full keyboard because they just write me a damn novel.
Mhm.
Like, do y'all not remember T9 when you had to click the same button 4 times to get a T? Like, do you not remember that? Because we
Not
surely
at all.
weren't writing novels back then.
I
Our
want.
messages were short and sweet.
Where's the one line? I'm trying to flip through here. Like, okay, so they're picking Alicia up for the first day of school. She's in vintage Ralph Lauren, has the new Prada messenger bag. Girl, you're 12. What the fuck?
Who is buying? Okay, listen. It makes me throw up when Ari is like, "Mom, can I get a pair of Converse?" And I'm like, "A pair of Converse that you're gonna grow out of in a year? You want Chuck Taylors that you're gonna grow out of in a year? Them mugs are like $30 for a pair of kids' Chucks, dude. Like, no, you can have Chucks when your feet stop growing. That's when you can have them, and then I'll buy them for you because at least then I can buy you 1 or 2 pairs and you're gonna wear them for a while because Chucks they be lasting. So,
Fucking wild.
but no, you cannot have Chuck Taylors or Nikes at 9 years old. But then you got 12-year-olds that are like, the new Prada bag.
They're going for spray tanning and waxing preschool. Like,
No.
shut the fuck.
No.
These are young white girls
On a
trying to
regular,
trying to get waxed. Girls, you don't have enough hair.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And like on a regular day, I don't even wear makeup. I'd probably
Like-
get more views if I did, but alas, I can't be bothered.
Like, what the? And I'm sitting here, like, you guys are getting your eyebrows waxed and threaded and whatever. And we were just talking earlier. One of my boys, my third boy, he is the most Greek out of all of my kids. I'm half Greek, half black. And my husband is a white Canadian. His family has been here for God knows how long, right?
Yeah.
They're Canadian, right? My third born has a hairy back at 3 years old. And I'm like, that boy is Greek. He is going to have a beard by the time he is 10 years old. And we were laughing. And I was like, my mom got her first mustache at 10 too. That's when she grew hers. So like, I remember reading this thinking like, oh my God, these girls are like hairy when I read this the first time. And I was like, I feel seen. And then I
Not
grew up and I
hairy.
realized that they're
You're
just
white.
getting a little bit of shape and
That's the thing is like I got my eyebrows waxed and shaped for the first time when I was a junior in
I have never done it.
senior in high school because
Oh,
my ex step grandma paid for me to go get them done for prom.
Mm.
And let me tell you something. I have not done it since. Okay. I am 34. I was like 18 at that time. I have not done it since.
I have taken after my yaya, my mom's mom. She is one of the few non-hairy Greeks. She is blonde-haired, blue-eyed, not a lick of hair. I looked at her the one day when I was like 13 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her legs, and I was like, "Yeah, when was the last time you shaved your legs?" And she's like, "I don't know, last month maybe." And I showed her my legs, and I'm like, "We look the same right now." I shaved 2 days ago.
Right.
But like my face, I have never waxed my mustache. I have never gotten my eyebrows waxed or anything. Like my face takes after that woman.
Yeah.
I have been blessed.
Because my thing is at
Everything
12
else,
years
not so
old,
much.
at 12 you don't have enough hair to be waxing it.
Like,
Are they waxing your skin? Like, what are they waxing?
I'm pretty sure they get their periods like later on in the series. So you have not even like
So
fully
you haven't even
puberty
so
yet.
while you are probably going through puberty, right? Like you're probably
They're
like
in the early stages.
because
Like,
I think they do talk about bras and boobs in this one. I
yes,
think they make it
Massey's like so happy because she's on the horse and I wrote it
and her
down.
boobs like were able to bounce. Like she had
I could
enough.
feel the bouncing and I was like, girl,
So you've
live
hit
in this bliss
puberty,
moment.
but you've not had your period. So you're not going to tell me that you have enough hair to wax if you've not had your period yet.
Mm-mm. But I was laughing so hard because like when she's talking about being on the horse and she can feel her, I think was the exact line is something like newly sprouted A cups bouncing
Yeah.
along with her. And I was the absolute president of the itty bitty titty committee
Here's
up
the
until I
thing.
had children.
I was the opposite. At 12 years old, this is probably more information than y'all need, but at 12 years old, I was nearly a C cup.
See, okay.
But I started sprouting at 8.
Yeah, that was me with my butt. I got
And
my
like,
first stretch marks at
see,
like 9 years old on my butt.
and here's the thing. I understand that like all girls develop differently, right? So I never really said anything to Ari about like bras or anything like that because I figured, like, I'd always told her like if you feel like you need to wear one, you can come talk to me about it and we'll talk about it. She didn't come to me until the end of the school year last year, and then she said that she thought that she needed to wear one, and so I told her to just put on like a regular T-shirt so I could see how it sat, and I was like, "You probably do need to wear one." I was like, "So I'll buy you a couple, just make sure that you wear them to school, and like if we go out into the public and stuff, because that's the only way you're gonna get used to wearing them." I said, "You don't have to wear them at home.
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna make you do that, but because mine are 12 times as big as yours, and I don't wear one at home. I have one on right now because we're live, and I had to go to the eye doctor, the eyeglass place this morning. But like usually, I'm just sitting on the house without one on because I live here with my dad and my brothers. That no one's gonna say anything, okay? And if they do, I'm gonna tell them that they're creepy and to get away from me. So fine, but like my mom's side of the family are very large chested. When my mom passed away at 40, what was she, 42, 42, 43? I don't know. She passed away 6 years ago. When she passed away, she was a J cup.
Oh my goodness. That poor woman.
Which I pray to the Lord I never get. And like right now I'm sitting at like an H. So like at 12 for them to be like my newly sprouted A cups, I laughed out loud, but it's because like I've always had a very large chest. So the thing is that a lot of people are like, you can't even tell. And I'm like, yeah, because first of all, I wear minimizer bras. And second of all, y'all only ever see me in hoodies. And third of all, like I know how to dress now in a way that makes it so that they're not like the first thing that you notice. But if I choose to like dress up and wear something that's like low cut or whatever, you can definitely tell that I have a large chest. I just don't. I'm just not like walking around advertising it to people. But like at 12, that's normal to have just sprouted or not have anything at all. But then you can't give me this like dichotomy of like no period, just sprouted A cups. Because they make a comment about Claire being flatter than Kristen, I think it is, or something. So you can't tell me that and then sit here and be like, but also we go to the wax place before school. What are you waxing? Are you ripping your own skin off?
Like, but this is
You're just
also
taking off the
still,
first 5 layers of skin.
we're coming out of the thin eyebrow look. So
Oh,
they're
that's
like shaping more. But like if you're getting
only
anything
did-
else waxed, if you're trying to wax a mustache and you're out here, no, it's not happening.
I never did the thin eyebrows.
Me neither.
Thank God.
I know my aunt's eyebrows are they've never
Well,
recovered. My one aunt did the
I
pencil thing. They've
so
never recovered.
in high school, I was like one at the 2 high schools I went to. At both high schools I went to, I was like one of like 2 black students. Okay.
Same.
And so, and I remember at the high school that I would have graduated from, I didn't graduate for a lot of reasons, but it's fine. I did get my GED later, but the high school I went to, which is in the town I'm living in now, the other girl that was mixed, because we were both mulatto, like we weren't even like neither one of us was like full black, like we both had like one white parent, right? And if I remember correctly, her mom was also white, and but her mom had figured out how to like take care of her hair. My mom never figured out how to take care of my hair, and so I mean, eventually I did, but then it got hot, so I shaved it off. So it's what it is. But I went through my Cynthia Erivo stage. It'll grow back eventually. So I remember her. She had her mom's hair, so she had like really curly hair, but she would do like what the white girls did with the gel, where it would be like crunchy, like she'd do the scrunchy thing, and it would scrunch because of how her hair curled, because she didn't have super kinky hair. But I remember she would flat iron her bangs.
I did that too
until they were so flat, like they would lay like this, and I would flat iron my hair until it laid completely flat, like until there was no
I always said I have volume when it's curly. I don't want it when it's straight. So it would be
like and my hair, so like my hair would come like down like to here, but it would be so flat that it didn't look natural,
looking like Lord Farquaad.
Because even like I was looking at some pictures from a couple years ago when my best friend was doing my hair when we lived in Indiana. She wanted to learn how to do braids in black hair, so she used my head, which is fine because I was I was only paying for the supplies. I wasn't even paying. Like I would give her money, of course, like, or I'd buy food or whatever. Yeah. But she wasn't asking me for like an actual like fee for doing my hair. And everywhere around us wanted to charge like $200 plus for hair, and I was like, I can't afford that. So I would buy all the supplies. We'd eat. We'd have fun. I'd throw her some money and call it a day, and she got the skills and I got cute hair. But she would always flat iron my hair just to make it easier on her hands. But she was not flat ironing it to kill it. Like she wasn't trying to like take the life out of my hair. She just wanted it flat ironed enough that she could part it easily. Yeah. And comb through it easily. So so even looking at those pictures, like there's still volume to my hair. Like it is straight, but there is volume to it. And you can still see that like I have textured hair. Yeah. But back in the day, we were flat ironing our hair to try to blend in with the white girls.
I wanted to look like everybody else because I didn't want people petting my hair. And I had a teacher that would sit there and pet me.
People, and like, why do people think that it is appropriate to touch black people's hair? That shit is so weird to me.
It is. It is.
Like, don't touch my hair.
Have you never seen curly hair before?
Like,
These fucking dogs need to stop barking. I'm done with these dogs.
Like it's so. I've always thought that was such a weird thing, and it was always white people, like old white ladies.
Mhm.
They'd be like, "Oh, your hair is so beautiful," and I'm like, "Why are you petting me like a dog, bro?" Ugh.
My grade 5 teacher, Mrs. Woltz, she would sit there, and as she was teaching, she would pet my hair and kind of like put her fingers into it. And I was 10. So what am I going to do? I was raised to not say anything when adults did things.
That's why we got to raise our kids different. Because some lady at Walmart pet Ari's hair one time. She was like 3 years old, and she was like, "Could you not?"
I love her.
And I was like, and the lady looked so affronted. Like she looked at me, and I was like, "What do you want me to do, bro? Like, don't touch her hair. I don't know what to tell you."
Don't do it. I'm curious about this. Your mom getting her eyebrows waxed when you were in 6th grade. Number 1, was your mom nice? Number 2, was she going for the thin?
I also feel like this falls. I feel like the waxing thing in 6th grade falls into the hypersexualization.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were hypersexualized, but also told not to lose our virginity. But also, every boy around us was told that if they were having sex, they were the man. But also, you couldn't be the girl
with other boys.
Right. But you couldn't be the girl they were having sex with, because if that was happening, then you were a slut.
Mm-hmm. I was just.
But also, if you even looked at a boy sideways, you could get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my virginity when I was 8.
About this, an incident that happened in grade 8. We were 13 years old. A girl was dating a guy, and he was a problem, and he wanted to break up with her.
Okay.
13 years old, and she said, "I will have sex with you if you don't break up with me."
Yeah.
And he said, "Sure." So they did it, and then he broke up with her the next day. And the girl, this is what. No, don't talk.
But also, I was 18 years old when I lost my virginity because I was so afraid of being a teen mom, like my mom was. So my mom had me when I was 16. I'm the oldest of. Well, I have a lot of siblings. Okay, if you take because like I'm the oldest of 10.
Okay.
11. Sorry, I'm the oldest of 11. But like my mom had 5 kids, and then my dad had 5 kids. But I was the only kid they had together because they were 16 and 18 or 15 and 18 when they got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So, I was so afraid of being a teen mom.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, technically, I got pregnant when I was 19. So like, whatever. I lost my virginity when I was 18. The guy that I dated at the time told me that he didn't even, he didn't finish. So like there was no way for me to be pregnant because there really wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But I convinced myself for like 6 months that like I was just going to wake up and I was going to be pregnant because I had sex. Mm-hmm. Not because like the actual like process of pregnancy, like of becoming pregnant, had not been explained to me. I was just told, don't have sex or you'll get pregnant. It was some like mean girl shit, you know what I'm saying? And then
everything grab some rubbers.
Don't have sex because you will get pregnant and you will die. Like, and so I remember I went to a family friend and I said, I think I'm pregnant. And she looked at me and she said, what makes you think that? Now, mind you, she's only like 2 years older than me. Like she was in college because she graduated early, but like she was not that much older than me. And she said to me, do you understand how pregnancy works? And I was like, well, we had sex, so like I can be pregnant. She's like, you could be. She's like, I'll take you to take a pregnancy test. She said, but I don't think you're pregnant, bro. Like I just don't think that that's like the thing. Yeah. And like I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But it's this hypersexualization of like all the boys are being told that they should be having sex, but all the girls are being told they shouldn't be having sex. Mm-hmm. So does that mean, so are the boys having sex with each other? Because we're not supposed to, but also the boys can't have sex with each other because then they're gay. And if you're gay, that's a sin against God.
So,
but also, how are all the boys having sex if none of the girls are having sex? Because girls would lie about it. girls would say that they weren't having sex, even though like maybe their friends knew they were having sex with like their boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, it's like the lesser version of that was at book 5 of the series when Massey's like, yeah, I've kissed people. I know what I'm doing. She holds the kissing clinic. Girl, no.
Right. Right.
We're lying, but we're also not wanting to do it, but we're wanting people to think that it's very weird. To this point,
my mom was also not nice.
Me neither. She's my first bully.
Yeah, my mom, like, see, my mom did this, but she didn't do it for confidence. You know what she used to tell me? She used to tell me that I had to have a matching bra and panty set because what happened if I was in a car accident and then they had to cut me off at the hospital? That's what she would tell me. So like it was a hypersexualization thing for sure. And my mom was a narcissist diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. Before she died. She was also an alcoholic. So like my mom was not nice. But at the time I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you wouldn't want to have stained underwear on that looked like you got your period on 6 months ago, even though you washed them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So they're stained.
Period underwear are sacred.
But like now, like as a 34-year-old adult, if you have to cut my clothes off because of an emergency, the last thing you're doing is looking at the fact that I have Halloween themed Stitch underwear on that I bought at Walmart. No one is caring if my bra has lace on it.
Yeah, like this. I remember hearing something similar to this too, like with both of you. Like this is wild,
right?
The mixed messaging. I remember my mom telling me you gotta slut it up a little bit sometimes to get what you want, but then also slut shaming if she finds out anything. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I was a little bit older, but she had gotten like a Groupon for laser hair removal, and I was like, sign me up. I don't want to shave my legs ever again. But she's like, let's do like the underarms and the bikini line. And I was like, oh shit, if we're doing that, I just want it all gone. I hate shaving. I hate it. It's annoying.
See,
I don't like waxing.
I can't even be bothered, to be honest.
She wanted to wax me the first time before we went to Mexico when I was 13 years old. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And she's like, I'll do just like a little strip of it. And it fucking hurt. She did it like a weird way and it hurt and I never did it again. So I was like, I will do the full, all of it. Why not? Just get it gone. And she said, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to you can do the bikini line and that's it. Because men don't like it when it's completely bare. And
well,
why do I care?
I remember the first time, okay, so like, I'm all for landscaping, okay, but I'm not going to shave anything. I mean, my legs and my armpits, I will like shave those, for shorts and tops. But like, below the belt, bro, I'm not making, I am 34 years old. I am not 10. So it's not going to be bald down there. So sorry. I'm a full-bodied woman. It is what it is. I'll landscape it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. But as far as anything else, no. And I remember like the first time that it was ever a problem, I was literally like 16 and a boy made a comment about it. And so then it was all gone for like 4 years. And then one day I was like, if it's really that big of a deal, I think I read it in like 17 magazine that like if it was that like a real man wouldn't care. Mm-hmm. And then I just went with that.
Like for me, it's a sensory thing. I don't like it. But to be told that I'm not allowed to, I think it was like, I was like 18 or 19 and she's like, no, you're not allowed to.
I actually have more of a sensory problem if it's completely bare because of like the razor burn and stuff. Yes. But again, if there's too much hair, then it's a sensory problem too. Which is why, so it's very much like a landscaping thing for me, but like it's not gonna be bald, bruh. So if that's what you want, first of all,
Weird. Jail time.
if that's what you are, if that is what you are trying to require, right? Then I feel like you have other issues that you need to deal with.
Mm-hmm. To this point here that's on the screen, making women, grown women, look like little girls, and like little girls looking,
Look like grown women.
yeah, like
They want this weird like middle ground, and then they want to tell us that they're not predators.
Mm-hmm. Which, that's just it's a whole fucking separate thing.
But I definitely think that while this book, I don't know that this book aged very well. I did give it 4 stars. I did. I did give it 4
the
stars
nostalgia and
for the nostalgia, and also like I'm aware that like I'm not at 34. I'm not the target demographic for this book, right?
Mhm.
But I don't know that I would give this book to my 12-year-old.
See, I would.
Or if I gave it, or maybe I don't know that I wouldn't give this book to my 12-year-old unsupervised.
I wouldn't give it freely.
I would allow for them to read it if Ari came to me in a couple years and said she wanted to read it, I'd let her read it. But I would also say to her, I need you to understand that there are things in here that are problematic. So if you have questions, you need to come ask them, because I think that there would have to be a discussion around the things,
the behavior, the way people are treated, the words, the language used, with the slut shaming, the fat shaming. Oh my god, Dylan's mom, garbage. She has her on diets left and right. Like, I am so sad to see that stuff like really coming back again the way it was. But like, Dylan's mom, I think a lot of people reading this would, even like a lot of people reading it as an adult the first time would relate to that. 12-year-old girls, I think, would have seen themselves in Dylan, in Dylan's mom, seen their moms in Dylan's mom. But there's not enough of the people around her actually telling her,
yeah,
not fat. Like, and fat's not a bad word.
well, and that was such a thing too, right? Because the women that we were believed, the millennial women that like celebrity wise that we were made to believe were fat were not fat.
No, like watching Bridget Jones's Diary.
Yeah.
Back. She's overweight. Like, no, she's not.
Or The Single Life, like Paris Hilton and fucking Nicole Richie were told all the time that they were fat. Is that her name? Nicole Richie?
Yes. The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Smart fat girl.
Yeah.
What?
Jessica Simpson, when she gained weight after I
was reading something
growing up.
So
she was made to look like she was I was made to believe that she was a complete whale, brother. And then I'm like looking at pictures of her from then now, and I'm like,
in the Dukes
so she gained weight because she is a person, just like Kelly Clarkson after she had her kids. Yeah. She gained weight.
Wow, what a concept. Oh my god.
Like, what a concept that when you have children, it changes your body, and sometimes you gain weight and grow hips and an ass.
I didn't get boobs until I had my first kid. And now I'm like, okay, I miss the days of not having under boob sweat. But like,
yeah, well, and I've always had boobs, but like my kids gave me hips, gave me an ass, made it so that I have like a bit more, like, I'm not fat by any means, okay, but like I have like the mom thing. Mm-hmm. That like, so like I don't wear like low-rise jeans anymore because like it hangs over the top of low-rise jeans. Like, your body changes when you have kids, but also when you get older. Like, it's normal and what's weird to me is like we don't talk about like Adam Sandler. Who, listen, I look like Adam Sandler when I come home from work too. I don't give a shit.
It's just about
But like, we
the
don't
clothes
talk
you
about
wear.
like
That's it.
celebrity men letting themselves go.
Like,
We have plenty of quote unquote fat celebrity men that we all find to be still attractive, conventionally good
the
looking.
dad bod.
Right.
People
Dad
love the
bod
dad
is
bod.
okay, but mom bod is not. And that, I think that's what's weird. Is like the shaming that is put around women for just aging.
Mhm.
Because how much shit did Pamela Anderson and Alicia Keys get when they both stopped wearing makeup? Pamela Anderson is damn near 70 years old, bruh.
She's fucking gorgeous.
She is
She's
the
beautiful
same.
now. Like,
Pamela Anderson is around the same age as my grandmother on my mom's side.
mhm.
My grandma doesn't wear makeup, and has aged very gracefully. But also, like, she stopped wearing makeup during the pandemic because it wasn't there. What was the point? No one was going out. And so she just she let her grays show. You know what I mean? I think what's striking to people is that Pamela Anderson would get up every morning and do this like elaborate she had makeup artists and hair people and whatever every day. And then one day the woman woke up and said, I'm damn near 70 years old. I'm not trying to do all this. And then everybody was like, oh my God, she looks so old. Motherfucker, that's because she put on 20 pounds of makeup every day so that y'all wouldn't make any comments.
Also,
Alicia Keys
she's
looks
70. She is old now.
Alicia Keys looks her age. Pamela Anderson looks her age. Just because they're not shooting their faces up with whatever it is that they're putting in their faces, or putting on just pounds and pounds of makeup, or constantly having their hair in a weave, which does break your hair eventually if you do it all the time and you don't let your hair breathe, doesn't make them like less. Truthfully, I think Pamela Anderson looks great.
I think so. Fuck.
I mean, I think. And was it shocking the first time I saw like her? The magazines always make them look way worse, right? Because of the way that the paparazzi take pictures. But I remember the first time that I saw her do an interview after she stopped wearing makeup and really like doing all the things. It was shocking, but not shocking in a way that like I thought that she was less beautiful or whatever. It was shocking in the way of like, for some reason I thought she had more work done to her face. Yeah. So to see her naturally older was it was almost like a shock of like relief of like,
refreshing.
Like your face looked like that because you were putting makeup on, not because you were like
doing the work.
Plastic surgery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not going to tell you can't do plastic surgery. It's your body. It's your thing.
Yeah.
But I do think that there are celebrities that have done plastic surgery to the point of it being detrimental. But now we're back to that heroin chic.
Oh God.
Look, so we have Ariana Grande who's about to die. I'm not trying to like be an asshole here. I'm not body shaming Ariana Grande, but I feel like she's going to die soon. Like she does not look healthy.
I'm concerned.
She did the Wicked tour and everyone was watching her slowly lose weight, and then it just continues to get worse. She looks like, what was that chick on YouTube? The goth chick on YouTube.
Oh my God.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Like she was friends with like Shane Dawson and all them. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Like that's who it reminds me of. And everybody's like, don't body shame her. No one's body shaming her. We're worried that she's going to die.
We are concerned.
And as millennials who grew up liking Ariana Grande, idolizing her, we are concerned for her health. We're not.
We saw this with how many women way back in the day when we were kids. And it was like, now we have seen them become healthy. And it's like, please don't go back to that. You are dying. Like, this. You make a personal sex tape. And it's leaked.
And it got leaked.
A problem.
And the thing is like,
absolutely not.
How many celebrity women have had their sex tapes leaked? Like, and then been shamed for it. Like it wasn't something that was meant for the public. But then we have people
how dare you have sex though?
Right. But then we have people like Farrah Abraham from Teen Mom. You're welcome. Who is originally from Iowa. Adjacently, I knew her baby daddy who has passed away. So like I don't have anything bad to say about him. But like then we have Farrah Abraham who capitalized on the fact that she was a teen mom. So she did her teen mom backdoor video or whatever.
Yeah.
And now, so she rode the thing of that, which fine. Like she was shamed for it. Like don't get me wrong. But now she's shaming other teen moms for choices that they've made, like other people in the Teen Mom franchise. And I'm like, you don't have the room though, because her kid is, from what I've seen, and I do still follow some Teen Mom commentary. I'm not like following the Teen Mom specifically, but there are commentary creators I watch that cover it. You can't throw stones at glass houses. So you can't say stuff about Janelle when you were friends with Janelle and you've done things similar to Janelle. Now, I'm not saying that Janelle should be doing the things she's doing. She's been with every man she's ever been with has been toxic, okay? Janelle has her problems. But what I'm saying is, like, it's weird for me, it's weird the slut shaming and the victim shaming that happens when a grown man leaks your sex tape because he accidentally... Now, I've done some research on this. There have been documentaries made about it where Pamela Anderson has been interviewed with it, whatever. And essentially what happened was that they sold tapes. Like they were getting rid of tapes, cassette tapes. And that cassette tape was in it. And instead of returning it, the person that had it leaked it.
Disgusting.
Which is gross. First of all, if I accidentally get someone's sex tape,
you click on it. Oh, fuck.
Now, this tape, the other thing with it is that this tape is not just a sex tape. It's like a vacation tape. Like they're in the whole beginning of this tape is vacation footage of them like on the beach.
Through all of that.
Running. And that was the thing, was that this person was watching it trying to figure out what it was. Fine. But then the moment that I get to the part where they're having sex, I mean, maybe I would watch it. I don't know how I would react. It might be like a train wreck kind of reaction where like, I'm just like, you know, but I'm not giving, but then I'm calling that person saying, hey, bro, I just want you to know that I currently have your sex tape in my VCR. And I just feel like maybe you want this back.
Yeah, like.
I'm so sorry that I've seen this much of you. But like, I'm not giving it to TMZ.
No, like. The fact that if that's your first reaction,
and it was a man that did it.
Show everybody else, that's concerning.
And it was a man that did it. He showed it to like his coworker or a friend or something, and then that person was like, "You should sell it." And then that guy made millions of dollars off of it.
Garbage.
Because he's gross. Like, and but I don't remember Tommy getting shamed for it.
No,
I remember Tommy getting like, attaboy. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
You're the man.
Pamela was shamed. Like to this day, people bring that shit up. And it's weird. Because I mean, there have been plenty of women that have been victimized by male adult stars that are still working in the business to this day. But the women got shamed if they came out about it. Because, well, you're in the porn industry. Okay. That doesn't take away my consent, though.
Consent is a very difficult issue for some people to understand, which is
truly
concerning.
Which is crazy.
My 5-year-old, we have conversations about consent in different ways.
Like,
he gets it.
He
gets it.
12-year-old and my 9-year-old, who are the most affectionate children I have, we've had conversations about, listen, I understand that y'all want hugs all the time, you want this, you want that, but you have to ask people before you just be giving them hugs. Like, not everybody wants you to hang all over them. You have to ask them first. Like, you have to. That's
be asking you first.
And they will come to me and they'll say, Mom, can I give you a hug? And most of the time I say yes, but sometimes I say, you know what, not right now. And they're like, okay, Mom.
And the kids get it.
It's that easy, y'all.
Get it.
It's that easy. If a dog can be told no, okay, and they can wait, a man can do something. But yeah, I didn't hate this book. I will read
Like,
it.
I love these books. I love them.
And the
The
nostalgia
nostalgia
of
for
them,
what
I
they
think, is
are.
the favorite thing.
I think reading them the first time now, I would be like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be concerned.
Because honestly, I started reading and I was like, I don't remember these books being this dark.
I reread them in like 2020. And
Okay.
I before then I get it in like 2016. So I've read them a few times as an adult. But like this is the first time that I've read them through them fully after having
Children.
a gaggle of children.
So I think the last time I read these books through was like 2013. So I only had 2 kids at that time. They were both boys. And I was still only like 22,
Yeah.
21. So like for
Still young.
me, it was still like I was still in a mindset of like my parents suck. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
which I mean my mom did suck, but like that's fine. But like I was still in that like mindset of like I knew everything and they knew nothing.
See,
So I
I'm the
still think that I
opposite.
was reading it through the lens of like a teenager as opposed to the lens of a grown ass fully brain developed adult. And I remember starting this and I was like, ugh. like I did not like any of the girls except Claire. I was like, y'all are really toxic. Like, what are you doing? And I remember saying to myself, like, I don't remember these books being this toxic. But then I thought about it and I was like, they probably were. But at 12 years old, all you wanted to be was popular. So these girls to a 12-year-old are cool.
See, I remember reading this at 12, 13, 14, and understanding, realizing that they were really shitty friends and really shitty people at the core of it.
Yeah.
And, like, acknowledging that, but
Acknowledging
still
it, but
thinking
you
they're cool.
still but they were still cool and you still wanted to be them, right? Because that was every popular mean girl at school. You knew that they were not nice people. You knew that you didn't want to be their friend, but you still
You wanted to be in their orbit.
be in their orbit. Like it's like it reminds me of like That's So Raven, right? The mean girls in That's So Raven, or even the mean girls in like the Oops girls in fucking Hannah Montana. Like I didn't want to be their friend, but you still kind of were like, I get why everyone wants to be around them.
And even like I can't fault Claire for wanting the same thing. And when she finally does grow a backbone, like every once in a while, the way she goes about it isn't always the best. Like when she breaks into Massey's computer and is messaging the other girls, like where she's trying to convince Dylan that she's fat, and like that one was the worst. But I really did like how she learned Kristen's secret, that she's actually poor and is faking all of it, and she kept that to herself. Like that is just such a clear sign of her character to come as an adult, where it's like she's not a mean girl. She wants to be a mean girl, but she's not, or she wants to be friends with the mean girls, but she's not that.
Right.
And
she because she was raised in a middle class family in what was it, Jacksonville, Florida?
So, something
somewhere in Florida.
Kissimmee. She was right near.
Kissimmee, Florida. So she was raised middle class, fucking in the same town as Disney. Okay, because Disney is not actually in Orlando. You're welcome.
No, but she's an.
But like she had normal friends.
Exactly.
Her friends weren't wearing designer clothes, okay? Her friends were probably wearing the short-lived Miley Cyrus collection from Walmart. That's what I was wearing. Here's the thing, no lie, every time I watch the Climb video, because she wears one of her shirts in that, I was like, I had that shirt. I have pictures of me in that shirt. Now, she lost her deal because like they saw her smoking weed or whatever, but
horrible.
I loved that line. Like that was a way. Like Kohl's, Kmart, and Walmart were the reason that I was able to wear celebrity labels. Okay,
The
I'm just saying.
Jessica Simpson shit and the
Oh, I
Maki
have.
dolls from
So
Walmart.
they are broken. Like the strap is broken, but I refuse to throw away my Jessica Simpson stiletto heels because
They
they're
were the
Jessica
cutest.
Simpson. They're iconic. And like I was gonna wear them to a concert last year. And I realized that the strap, it looks like the strap either snapped or got cut or something like in moving.
Yeah.
But and my well, he's my ex now, but my partner at the time was like, "Are you gonna throw those away?" And I was like, no. First of all, these cost me $80. Second of all, they're Jessica
Get
Simpson.
them fixed.
Like, I will take them somewhere and see if somebody can like fix the strap,
Yeah.
even if it's not like the original strap or whatever. But I'm not throwing them away.
No. And like the girls, Claire was saying like her friends are probably on the bus right now on the way to school.
Yeah.
Doing normal shit. Like they made the friendship bracelets. Like they're normal kids.
And she's
then-
riding to school in a limo
The first time
or a
Claire,
Benz or whatever.
the first time Massey sees Claire, she did a once over and she detected a pair of overalls, white kids, and straight blonde hair with bangs. She looked like one of the cast members on Barney and Friends. She looked like a 12-year-old girl.
She looked like a 12-year-old.
She looked her age. Are you kidding me?
So she looked like Selena Gomez when Selena Gomez was on fucking Barney.
Right?
Well, Selena Gomez didn't have red hair, but you know what I'm saying.
But
Or she looked like
yeah,
Demi Lovato when they were on Barney, like, or Miley Cyrus when she was on fucking Barney.
Yeah, like she looked like a cast member of Barney and Friends. Okay, great.
Okay.
So she looked like a normal kid.
So she
What's
looked
wrong
like
with
a
that?
teenage girl instead of Jimmy Choo and Prada.
Right? And like, what was I gonna say? Was it this one? No, Todd with the spy cam. Claire's little brother.
Yeah.
He's a walking red flag to be.
I mean, he is a walking red flag, but he's also a kid.
To be like if
Oh,
this
to be, yeah.
continues-
But at least in this book, he's just a kid.
Yeah, like when the spy cam thing with Nina, Alicia's cousin, like that whole thing.
Yeah, that
that's
was a thing.
concerning.
That's concerning.
That's
But
concerning.
for the most part, in this book, he's just a kid. Like he takes raisins to school in his pockets to tell
throw
at people.
Yeah, like hey, it fucking worked. Boys will be boys. That is boys will be boys. Throwing raisins and shit at each other to try and make friends.
Right.
And I really like the glimpses into each girl's like actual self, their actual character when they're not trying to be cool, trying to be the queen bee, whatever. Like
Right.
Massey was her horse, and with Bean, her dog. Like the way that she cares for them when there's no one else around.
Yeah.
The way that she loves them. Like, girl, let people see that. I promise
But
you.
she's too busy on the appearances, right? So when she can't go
Right?
to the mall, she pretends to be sick.
Because she's gonna miss out. So they gotta feel that. Oh, that's.
They have to
that's
feel
fucking cute.
they have to feel bad for her. She wants them to suggest that they cancel, even though she knows that they're not going to cancel.
Alicia doesn't. Alicia's the only one who's like, why would we do that? Because Alicia. She was my favorite, but she's garbage. Like
She is garbage, but also like I feel like she does end up being garbage. But I think that as far as the friend group goes, she's the most loyal to Massey.
yes and no, because like she wants to take Massey's place. She's loyal to her when it suits her. But
Which is very, but if you think about it, that's very like Bring It On, right? Because the main character in Bring It On, she's loyal to the original what was her name? Big Red or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
The original captain of the team, but she wants that spot.
Yeah, like we see it in the next couple books, like where Alicia's like, well, now's my chance, and I'm
Right.
banned and everything. But like that is also her parents' fault. The whole you deserve everything because you're so pretty, and everybody should wait for you because you're so pretty, and
Yeah.
like at the core of it, every single issue with all of these girls is a parenting issue or a lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. Yeah. So it's either that they're too. All of the parents are absolutely freaking oblivious. I'll say that. But when it comes to the actual parenting, the issue is that all of them are oblivious. But then we also don't. But with that obliviousness, we have either you're too permissive, like permissive to detriment. Or you're so strict that your kids are hiding shit from you, or you're Claire's parents where you are in reality good parents, but you are oblivious to the teenage experience. And so because you're oblivious to the teenage experience, that immediately, unfortunately, docks points from you, because while you're trying your best, you're still not paying attention to what's going on.
You're not
because how does she walk in the house in a full designer outfit different than what she wore to school and no one said anything? If my kid comes home even in different pants, which has happened because my child is 9 years old, and when she was in kindergarten, we were still prone to accidents. It happens.
Why are your clothes different?
I'm 34. My bladder has never been the same since having 4 living children and 6 pregnancies. Okay. So sometimes even I have an accident.
Same.
I'm not going to dismiss. I'm not going to be all over here like, I can't believe you peed your pants at school. It happens, brother.
Hey.
But if she comes home from school and and her teachers won't always call, especially if they're able to just kind of deal with it. The kids
they would put the clothes in a bag and
they
put
have
the bag in your
pair of
backpack.
Clothes in their cubby or in their little locker at school. And if they have an accident, they put them in that bag, they get sent home. But that way they're not having to dig through the lost and found hoping that there's pants that will fit them, right?
Yeah.
Fine. But if I know what my kid, I take a picture of my kid every day before she leaves for school. It's a safety thing. Okay. And that way, if something happens and cops show up at my house, I can say what she wore that day. So when she comes home from school and she's in a different pair of pants or a different top, my first question is, did you bring home your dirty clothes? And my first question is, what happened? And the second question is, did you remember to bring home your dirty clothes so I can wash them? 9 times out of 10, it's that she peed her pants or got too muddy or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's no way she's walking into my house in a fully different outfit that I know I did not buy for her.
With heels on.
And I'm not saying, where did you get this? Because, it's not like she just changed her pants.
The whole trajectory.
The nurse said, take whatever you want. No one's going to be looking for these. So she took pants. She took a top. I think she may have taken a bra. And I know she took shoes.
Jimmy Choos. Pointy
and
Jimmy
maybe
shoes.
A bag or something. So you completely changed your entire outfit and threw away the white pants, which fine. You're not going to get red paint out of fucking white pants. Okay. But then you showed up at home in that and your mom didn't say not shit to you. Cause I know you didn't go home and immediately take the shit off.
The whole trajectory of this book would have been different if that was my child walking in the door. Because she said at the beginning, your white pants are a classic, whatever. So the mom loved the outfit.
Right.
Kid walks in, different stuff. I know my kids, they would just break down crying and tell me right away. Because they're like what I was like. If you're upset, you can hold it together until you see your mom, and then you'll lose it. And
right.
I was just the floodgates have opened. If that was my kid, and I said, what happened? And they had been bullied like that, they would have started crying. And then I would have marched my ass over to Alicia's parents' house and bitched someone out. Because no fucking way. And at that point, I don't care if I'm embarrassing the 12-year-old child. That is an issue that needs to be addressed. That is not something that 12-year-olds should be handling on their own.
Right. Because now we're making it seem like my 12-year-old got her period because your kid wanted to be an asshole. Your kid wanted to be a bully.
None of the teachers believed her. The nurse didn't believe her. I didn't get my period. Oh, honey, I think you did.
Right.
But let's talk to the children. Let's let the children tell us what's going on. That's
right. And I think that was the thing is there was no, even if the result was just a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if the result was that Claire didn't know that her mom went over and talked to the other parents or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
To have no question, no reaction, no nothing is wild behavior.
Yeah.
Like there was no question, or even if you said, okay, well, do you want me to take care of it or are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because at least that's still a reaction.
See, and then
Or
was
even if
flipping
the
through.
reaction is just a conversation between Claire and her mom. Okay, I understand that this was not an ideal situation, but also like let's not change who we are at our core because of Mean Girls. You know what I'm saying? But to have no reaction, no question, no where the fuck did you get those 3-inch heels when I know you were wearing sneakers this morning is crazy.
Like, I was just flipping through just to see what else to cover here. And, like, the part where the mom finally does give her the pep talk.
Yeah.
And she finally tells her mom a little bit about what's going on. Those girls aren't worth getting sick over. It won't be long before they realize what they're missing. When I was your age, a similar thing happened to me. Like, this might have been helpful at the beginning.
Right. Like this might have
One.
been helpful before our 12-year-old started trying to change her identity.
Day one, not page 181 right at the end of the book here. Like, this is after, what day is this now? This is after a month of them bullying her and harassing her. And
right. And I think the other thing is like she went to the sleepover, right? And she left the sleepover early because she was left out.
they were so mean to her.
Because they were mean. She was sleeping in a sleeping bag on the outside of
Like,
the
physically pushed out.
Pool. And then Macy runs after her and is like, Claire, where are you going? Blah, blah, blah.
And then Massey's upset because she left. Like, girl, what?
But, like, why would she have stayed?
It's the same thing, too, because earlier in the book, like, right at the beginning, first day of school, right after Claire meets all of them, when they're mean to her in the car, and then Massey shows, like, she shows her the phone saying, no, we don't like her with a thumbs down emoji. And then Claire calls them bitches. She calls Massey a bitch. And then Massey's like, oh my God.
She called us bitches.
And then she's like, I think it was Alicia or Dylan, one of the two. She's like, she just met us. How could she call us that? Maybe because y'all have been bitches.
But maybe because that is literally how you've acted.
She is literally taking the data points that you have given her and coming to a conclusion. These girls have been mean to me for no reason because one other girl said, let's be mean to her. Because, yeah, let's not think for ourselves here.
Right.
This is the first day you met me, also. I am coming into this.
And you don't know anything about me. Like, and the thing is like, no one took the time to try to know anything about her either. And I think that's the thing is like, Macy wasn't trying to know anything about her. So her friends weren't trying to know anything about her. But then we're like offended that she thought that they were, because what she says to her is something along the lines of, did you ask for a like, were you asking for a female dog or something? It was something along the lines of that.
Acting like a real bitch.
And Macy was like, no, why? And she was like, because you're acting like a real bitch.
And it's in the style of Massey's comebacks. That's what she...
Right.
So she's using your exact same line, and now you're mad.
Because she said to Isaac, like, right before that, when Isaac pulls her aside and is like, I need to talk to you. And she's like, did I invite you to my barbecue?
Why are you getting all up in my
and
grill?
He's like, no. And she's like, why are you getting all up in my grill? Which I laughed because that was a very, like, 2000s thing to say.
Her comebacks are fantastic.
Like, the comebacks in this book, the bantering is good. Like the comebacks and stuff are very the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But to be offended that someone called you a bitch when you've been nothing but cruel to them and they've done nothing but before it. I think that's the other thing is like Macy is so upset that Claire's family is there, but Claire doesn't want to be there.
No, she's mad that she's existing, and it's like, girl, shut
It's
up.
not like Claire asked her mom, "Can we move into this rich girl's house?" Like she doesn't want to be there. Like she would
No, she
rather
wants to
be
be
in
home with
Florida
her
with her
friends.
friends. Like so the fact that not only are you and your friends being real bitches, okay, but then you're offended that someone would call you that because they just met you, but you are implying that she's poor and so she's a lesser person, and you don't actually know anything about her either.
Nope. And like right at the end too, like it's right from the beginning, and it carries through the entire book, like how they're shaming her for having snacks like gummy worms and shit for comfort food in the morning, and then you're eating chips
They
in the
hate
morning.
me.
Oh my
I
god.
love me some
Like,
gummies.
listen, like Massey says something how she loves gummies, but she can't. Yeah, I love them. I just hate what they do to my thighs. You're 12.
You're 12 years old. What are
But
they
this
doing
is,
to your
again, a
thighs?
product of its time. That is what girls, that's what we were taught back then. Like, that was the messaging for everybody. So Massey is absolutely a product of her time. And she's also hearing stuff from Dylan's mom, and guaranteed her mom too, and the media and the magazines that she worships. Like, all in all, these poor girls, I am so curious to see them as adults. I heard it's at Claire's wedding, not to Cam, which is big. But I love it. I'm here
Right.
for it. I don't know if that's true, but I am so curious to see them as adults and unlearning all of the shit. I'm so curious to see what Massey's time, I don't want to spoil the rest of the books, but like her time from where she ends up in the last book to present day, what that's like. I am so curious. I am so here for it.
Yeah, I'm
But
ready.
unfortunately, it is 2 o'clock, and the children are coming home, and it's gonna get real loud in here. And I also need to go make a very late lunch because I'm hungry. So we're gonna end this here. Thank you so much for joining me, you, Neva, and anybody who's been watching. This has been so much fun. My face has been so itchy, and I just don't know why, and I'm over it. Um, so next week, let me pull up the calendar here. On the 15th, we will be doing this again for book 2, Best Friends for Never, which it's the Halloween one.
Yes, I'm excited.
I loved this book. It's the fall book, and as a fall girly, this is it for me. It was my
Yeah,
favorite.
this was by far one of my favorite books. The second book was because also I am a fall girly. So.
Yes. And like there's one line I never forgot. It was like so many things in this series shaped my entire life. Like the line that Massey says about how you're not supposed to rub your face with a towel. You
The
gotta let it
towel,
dry.
you pat it.
Yeah. I
Don't
read
rub
that and I
it.
was
You'll get
like, oh my
wrinkles.
god. And I've never done it since. Because I read this shit when I was 12 and I was like, hey, and now it's just become a thing that I do. But in the second book, they had a line where they're talking about the melons, and then she said in ancient Greek, these are called pepon, and I was like, they're still called peponi. And I was like, they mentioned my language. So I was obsessed with this book because of that one throwaway line.
That's just how it works though.
Right? 12 years old, nothing makes sense. But I'm thinking probably around the same time. I'll talk to Neva. I'll talk to my husband, see if he's working next weekend, and I will post on my Instagram and my page on like the community post, and I'll probably mention it somewhere. God knows where. But just keep an eye out for when the next live show is scheduled, and I hope to see you guys back here. Thank you so much for coming. Bye.